If World War III actually happens, it will be the war that ends all wars. That's what they named World War I. World War I was named the war that will end all wars. And then, some years later, we still had World War II. But now, later than ever, there's been the most rise of the threats of World War III actually starting after the US said that they will do the same thing to Cuba, Colombia, and uh, Greenmark or Denmark or Greenland. If USA leaves NATO because they don't they if they take Greenland and they try to leave NATO, America is 85% on NATO. They basically solve everybody's problem. So if America actually leaves, no other nation, the United Nations with NATO's, they will have nothing left. Everything will crumble. And America will actually become the villains and be the empire, the dark empire that it was always meant to be. And if America becomes the dark empire and don't care about anybody, just care about America, it's GG's. Of course, um, with the trouble that's happening with the Venezuela dictator being taken, and Colombia president actually talking a lot of shit. Even he's talking big, even though he is in a position to talk big because he's the president. He actually talking big, and I know in Spanish. I know what he's saying. He talking, bro. He actually talking. And if they translate that thing that he said, America just gonna go over there and sun him real quick. Because who do he think he is? Like, if we mess with Cuba, like the thing with the Cuba I'm most afraid of is actually World War III will actually start if we invade Cuba. If we invade Cuba and like take out the communism out of Cuba, Russia is gonna be a next door because Russia and Cuba have been in a relationship for ages. This goes back to the Cold War. So if Donald Trump actually is in a relationship with Putin, as he says he is, the relationship that he has with Putin, then I guess so. It won't happen right there and there, but it will actually brew it because China and I think North Korea condemn America and to us Germany to explain themselves why they did this because they should have been done. But if the big players like unite all against America, like I'm talking about China, Russia, Japan, Italy, Germany, if they all unite in a 1v5 against USA, it's gonna be a tough match. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't think the US is prepared for everything of the five countries combined. If it's 1v1, US is actually winning that shit. US is not losing that. If if every country 1v1s the USA, all countries are done. That's why they had to team up, bro. They had to JJK jump jump them because if every country actually 1v1s the USA, they are done. They are finito, finished, done, burned to crisp, cooked. Because no country in the US, a part of the US, can battle itself. That's why I wanted to wait a little bit just to say these things because I see how rapid this going up. And if this actually happens, gang, we will have World War III and the world that actually end all wars. and whoever come out victorious is the new superpower. And if America wins, then we already know the outcome. But that's it, bro. That's actually it. GG's.